Hi, everyone. This is a quick pop in to give you some news that I thought was fascinating on X today. And I just wanted to share that with you. There wasn't much of an announcement today, but this is just a quick pop in to share some news with you. So let me share my screen. And I thought, if this is true, this is fascinating. So let me say if this is true. Okay, so let me share my screen. And I saw this on X, and it says, let me make sure it shows correctly. I'll make it a little bigger so you can see it. So Macron irritates the Pope. And he apparently canceled a meeting again, allegedly. I'm still trying to find out if this is true. The former secretary of the Dicastery of Culture, Monsignor Pagazzi, reports the Holy Father's refusal to grant a private audience to Macron in early January. Remember, I said on last night's broadcast that I wondered how many meetings that he refuses to have with people. Well, this came out this morning, which is why I wanted to bring it to you. Apparently, it's because of the change of stained glass windows at Notre Dame is perceived by Pope Leo XIV as a travesty. To this are added the iniquitous euthanasia laws that do not respect life even in its final hour. Remember, he met with who's supposed to be a Catholic. Now I'm escaping his name. The governor of Illinois. He met with him about his laws that he's trying to institute against pro-life. So this is something that's important to the Pope, which it should be. And he goes on to say the detestable climate, according to Monsignor Pagazzi, between the French side and the Pope also shows the anti-Americanism of the French camp, according to the entourage of the Holy Father. The Archbishop of Paris will be removed from his functions as early as next September because, quote, the cathedral is the property of God and the state asserts its role as guardian in order to carry out a counterfeit of the building and thereby a profanation. In other words, it's profane. A meeting between Macron and Leo XIV has thus become almost unhealthy, declared Monsignor Pagazzi. And this was on X today. And so I thought this was extraordinary and I wanted to bring it to you. And so let's go to the next thing that I want to show you as well, okay? I'll stop sharing here for a minute. Okay, we're back. I don't have a moderator for comments, so I apologize for that. But keep Nicole in your prayers. She had some minor surgery yesterday, and her recovery process has been pretty rough. So keep Nicole in your prayers. All right, now, this post on X about Macron irritates the Pope is extraordinary because I think we're starting to see where Pope Leo draws the line in the sand about who he will meet with and who he won't. And I think this is important for us to know as Catholics, that he is pushing back on world leaders. He's been very vocal about world events lately since the beginning of 2026. So I think we're starting to see Pope Leo becoming his own pope, while still respecting Pope Francis's legacy. But we're definitely seeing Pope Leo becoming his own pope. So I want to take you to the Holy See's calendar right now so you can see what it is that's on the calendar for today. And I don't know about you, but I check this pretty frequently. So let me share my screen and show that to you. Okay. Let me make this a little larger for you. There you go. All right. So on today's calendar, as it says, 1/20/2026, letter from the Holy Father to the papal legate, I think that's how to say it, or legate, for the 12th centenarian of the beginning of St. Ansgar's mission in Denmark. So let's click on that and see what it says. Okay, it's just making an announcement. That's all. So let's go back. There wasn't any more there. Then in indications, Feast of the Presentation of the Lord, Holy Mass. So let's click on there. And here it says on Monday, the 2nd February, or 2 February 2026, Feast of the Presentation of the Lord at, I'm assuming that means 1700, the Holy Father Leo XIV will preside over the Eucharistic celebration in St. Peter's Basilica on the occasion of the 30th World Day of Consecrated Life. So you'll be able to see this online live if that's something that you want to see. So then let's go to the message of the Holy Father. And this is the message of the Holy Father for the 34th World Day of the Sick, which will be on February the 11th, 2026. He says, dear brothers and sisters, the 34th World Day of the Sick will be solemnly celebrated in Peru on February 11th. For this occasion, I would recommend reflecting once again on the figure of the Good Samaritan, for he is always relevant and essential for rediscovering the beauty of charity and the social dimension of compassion. This reflection further directs our attention towards the needy and all those who suffer, especially the sick. We are familiar, I'm not going to read all of this. This is lengthy, but once this is over, I will put the link if you want to read more of it. And it says here, we are all familiar with the moving account found in the Gospel of St. Luke, chapter 10, verses 25 through 37. Jesus responds to a scholar of the law who asks him to identify the neighbor he must love. With this story, a man traveling from Jerusalem to Jericho was attacked by robbers and left for dead. Remember the story? While a priest and a Levite passed him by, a Samaritan took pity on him, bandaged his wounds, took him to an inn, and provided for his care. I have chosen to reflect on this biblical passage through the lens of the encyclical Fratelli Tutti, written by the beloved predecessor, Pope Francis. Their compassion and mercy towards those in need are not reduced to a merely individual effort, but are realized through relationships with our brothers and sisters in need, with those who care for them, and ultimately with God, who gives us love. Let me copy that link. And let me put it in the chat for you so you can read the rest of that. And I want to encourage you to, check out the Holy See website routinely and see what the Pope's up to. I love doing that to see, who, and if it's a meeting that they can publicize, they will put it on the calendar as well. So I'm always looking for those little hints of what Pope Leo is up to. So as I said, this was just a quick pop-in. I wanted to share with you what is being said on social media about Macron irritates the Pope and why. And it has to do with France's euthanasia laws, and the abomination that they made in the stained glass of Notre Dame Cathedral. I mean, we've all seen what they did to Notre Dame, I should say. So those are some of the things that this reporter in Italy has commented about Pope Leo. So you never know when I'm going to pop in, everyone, but I want to invite you to be with us Thursday evening when we are going to sit down with Karen Japson, and she is the founder of John Leap's Evangelization, and she does Catholic events throughout the United States. So we'll be interviewing her on a miracle that happened in her family. So I hope you stay tuned to Thursday evening. But this was just a quick pop in. I thought those two things were interesting and I wanted to share them with you. So you know how we always end. Eternal life is forever. Got a plan? I hope your plan is Jesus. I'll see you Thursday night or whenever I pop in. Bye-bye.